Hey everyone, this is Kristen with Living Able, and I'm sure just about every single one of you has heard the story of the little girl in a wheelchair. She's in 5th grade and was at her graduation ceremony, and the school didn't call her name for her graduation. And I heard this story, and it just broke my heart. And so I wanted to talk about this a little bit and also talk to you about my understanding of the ADA and some alternatives to handling the situation. Now, when I read the ADA, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act, from my understanding of it, as long as the person with the disability qualifies for whatever ceremony or program is going on, they have to make some kind of reasonable accommodation for that student. Now, in this particular case, the school didn't even remember to call her name. So it was like they completely forgot about her. And so I can't even fathom that. And at each person, as they called their name, they would walk across the stage, and the poor girl was the only one sitting down there, and yet they didn't see her to remember to call her name until her own family, said, "Hey, what about my daughter?" And so then they called the girl's name from the podium, but she couldn't get onto the stage in order to receive her certificate. So that was another mistake on their part to not be prepared for that. And that is definitely against the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now I want to share a couple of things that have happened in my life that would be considered reasonable accommodations. Now, my 5th grade graduation, what they did, when it was my turn for my name to be called, the people came off of the stage and came in front of the stage, and I was able to, wheel across where the stage was and, shake the people's hands and get the certificate. So that is what happened to me in 5th grade. Now, high school was done at like a huge convention center. And basically, they were prepared with ramps. So that was absolutely no problem. Now, when I got to college and got my 2 associate's degrees, I assumed that it would be taken care of and everything would be fine. I went to a small business college, but the actual graduation was held at a university, and so I just figured that it would be okay and that there would be a ramp. That was my fault. I got there, and they asked me if my dad could walk across the stage and get my degree for me, which any of you that know me and know my personality, I was going to have absolutely nothing to do with that. I was prepared to leave. But my whole family was there, and so I was thinking to myself about what could be done. And I was thinking, you know what? They have to have ways to get risers, pianos, different things for different kinds of presentations onto the stage. There's got to be something. So I asked them how they did that. And they said that there was some doors behind the stage and behind the curtains that had ramps to where they would bring those things onto the stage. What I did was I went through those doors and got up on the stage and stayed over to the side, the same side that the people were going to be walking from and walking across. There was actually faculty up on the stage too, so it wasn't just like me off to the side. And so when they called my name, I came out, wheeled across the stage just like everybody else, and I wheeled to the other side where the faculty was and I sat there. And so it was done very nicely once I thought of the idea. The school didn't think of this, though. This is why I'm mentioning it. I had to think about it. They wanted my dad to get my degree. I hope that making this video will help you guys think of some ideas that'll work for you, so that if you get yourself in this situation, that you're able to handle it. Now, the last situation I want to talk to you about is I got my cosmetology degree as well. And for that, it was a really small school. There was only like 12 of us graduating at the one time. And so they just did it on this little mini stage. It was like less than 2 feet tall, from the floors. And I asked them about a ramp, and they checked into it, and I guess with their lawyers, about whether it was a reasonable accommodation. And they said financially it was not a reasonable accommodation, that I could either go in front of the stage like at my 5th grade graduation, or we could try something different. So what I suggested was that when the program was starting, my family would lift me up those less than 2 feet onto the stage, and I literally sat on the stage the entire time. Now, it was a little bit more nerve-wracking because there was no other faculty. It was literally me sitting on the stage. But it was important enough for me, with my cosmetology degree, to be seen. I wanted people to see that it was something that you were able to accomplish from a wheelchair. And I knew that if I just went in front of the stage, people were not going to be able to see me the way that the seating was set up. So for me, at that time, that was the best situation. I hope you found this video useful. Please leave your comments down below. Thumbs up the video. Don't forget to visit us on Facebook and to subscribe. Have a great day.